Guys, it's Vanity, Ezel, back again with another Card Fight Vanguard weekly review. So if you guys enjoyed, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and donate to the Patreon. Let's get one started. Okay, we got a lot of reveals today, and I mean a lot. We got like 40 something again, and there's about to be a big noise in my background, so which is kind of why I'm talking quiet, and then after that I can talk normal again. So let's go ahead and get this started, because a lot of good units came, and one of my friend's favorite, actually two of my friend's favorites now, so let's go ahead and get this started. First up, we have a grade 3 for Fulfilling Wishes Together Milla, 11k base, grade 3 Twin Drive Persona Ride, auto when placed on rear, counterblast once to your deck for up to 1 Dreamy Eyes Emelin, call it to open rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. So this is just a straight up free call. You get any unit you want from your deck, which is just nice to have. I don't know what Emelin does yet, but I say this is a good card to have depending on what Emelin does. This is either 3 of or 4 of. Next up, we have Solid Step Pelcoli, continuous rear during your turn. If you have a rearguard Earner Scout in its card name, it gets +2, 8k base, 5k shield, grade 1 with boost. Okay, I like that. I like its little demon horns right now here. I don't know why, but ever since playing Uncharted 2, I've had a weird attraction to the demon horns. So I like that, and you know, it boosts up Earner Scout because for the Earner Scout order to play, you just have to have 5 different Earner Scout units. You don't have to have them on rear. So this could be like the last unit you have on board. It's a 10k booster. I like that. Really nice card. 4 of in an Earner Scout deck, or maybe not a 4 of, like 3 of, I guess. We have Dreamy Eyes Emelin, who can combo with this grade 3, so let's see what she does. Grade 1 with boost, 5k power, 7k base, continuous rear. If you have 3 or more rear guards, other rear guards, it gets +5. That's really nice. It does it on both players' turns, so automatically that's a 12k base. I like that. All of Lyrical decks are really easy to spam rear guards out, so having that ability to get +5 during both players' turns, I say is really good. I say a 3 of, maybe not a 4 because 4 feels too clunky. 3 of seems nice though. Definitely a good tech. Now we have our Grand Blue reveals in Sea Strolling Banshee, 8k base, 10k shield, grade 1 with boost. Auto, when placed on van, search your deck for up to 1 card, put it to drop zone and shuffle your deck. So automatically we get a free fucking mill. And that's just the case, but just on place, mill anything. That's really nice. And then act auto rear. At the end of the battle that attacked or boosted, you may discard the top 2 cards of your deck. If at least 1 trigger was seen from it, retire this unit and draw a card. Okay, so I like that how it's in an automatic discard 2 from top of deck. Yes, that's a bad thing because you can't choose to do it. It's going to happen regardless because it doesn't have to hit. It just has to attack or boost. But you know, it's the chance to get a draw. And milling triggers. I wonder what that means. Next up, we have Pirate Belle Penant Blanc, 9k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto drop zone when your vanguard is Penant Noir and its card name attacks. Counterblast 1, retire 1 rear guard, draw a card, and call this unit to front or rear. Continues rear or guard circle. This unit cannot be attacked. Motherfucker. A lot of test games would have gone a lot differently if that wasn't the case. Well, it cannot be attacked, and for every 3 triggers in your drop zone, it gets +5k shield. Okay, first off, I'm an idiot, and I need to start reading better, but also, I need to go scream at my friend who never tried correcting me. Either way, that's a nice 5k shield that we have, just with like all the triggers in drop. I like that effect because a lot of Grand Blue decks, you know, you're constantly milling out triggers. The chance of you not milling out a trigger is very fucking low. If you have played a Grand Blue deck your entire life and you've never milled a trigger, I want you to show me the proof of this because I refuse to believe you. So the fact that you get a benefit off of milling triggers is good, and it's an extra shield, and you can't touch it. And if you have the main Vanguard, you know, you get an extra call during the battle phase, and you draw a card, and it's not a once per turn. So really nice grade 2, 4 of. Now you may be wondering what our grade 3 does. Young Pirate Noble Penant Noir, also the grade 3 my friend hates. 12k base, grade 3 Twin Drive Protect gift. I like the moon on these two. I used to hate Legion, and I still do. But I like the moon. They have my sucker mark. Continuous Vanguard. During your turn, for every 3 triggers and drop, all of your 4 more units get +5. Really easy to hit 3 triggers and before grade 3. I like how this takes advantage of my personal playstyle, at least, or just a lot of people's playstyle where they'll guard a bunch, but I choose to normally try to guard with triggers. So this actually helps me a lot, and you know when you're constantly milling those out. And yet for some reason, this is the deck where I try milling triggers. I don't mill triggers. But then every other deck where I want to see triggers in any way, shape, or form, it's not, I don't see triggers, which is just stupid, but fair enough, Noir just doesn't like me, and all decks that involve trigger sacking. Auto Van once per turn. During your turn, when Penant No Blanc is placed on rear, Soul Blast 1, discard top 2, and activate all triggers from the discarded effect. So that's really nice. because automatically, it doesn't matter when your grade 2 is placed. It can be placed during during battle phase or main phase. Fuck, it can be placed during, never mind, it can be placed during your end phase. It can be placed during your ride phase. Granted, it's once per turn, but the second it happens, you Soul Blast 2, you Mill 2, and any triggers among them get activated. And that's really nice, just kind of crit sacking, putting crit on rears. I say this deck works really well. I have place tested it a lot. Noir, one of my favorites. Also, Noir is one of my favorite words, and so is Blanc. So, two of my favorite cards right here. Nice grade 2-1. I believe this is either the end of a Lyrical that we're on right now, so prepare for a lot of reveals, or we're almost there. Strong, adorable Rila, 13k base, grade 3 Twin Jet Persona Ride. Auto rear at the end of the battle of the attack, counterblast 1, put this unit to bottom of deck, draw a card, choose one of your units with Earnest Scout in its card name, and it gets +5. So a way to recycle your deck, get some draws, and, get power to a rear guard. I like that as a grade 3. It's really nice. I don't have any complaints about it. I say 3 of. We have Powerful Dash and Doria, 13k base, 10k base, grade 3 Twin Jet Persona Ride, auto when placed on rear from hand, counterblast 2 and at the end of turn it gets a crit. I mean, it's a rare, I don't know what I would expect from that, but it's good. It also works really well on that bouncing mechanic deck. I don't remember what's called, Acestus I think it was, but I don't know why, it just doesn't speak to me. I don't like this grade 3 as much. I know it's good, or instinctively it feels okay as a tech, like a 2-up, but for me, that's just a no. Either way, it's still a good grade 3, just not for me. We have Fleeting Maiden Hanori, 8k base, 5k shield, grade 1 with boost. Auto rear, when your other rear guard is placed in the same column as it, until end of turn, this unit gets +2. Oh god, that can be spammed so much in Ghost. Ghost can abuse the shit out of that. I mean, not just Ghost, but also bouncing to some extent. So, Acestus and Ghost. You got a really nice grade 1 here. I suggest you take advantage of it. Nice grade 1, 4 of in either deck. Next up, we have Giraffa. 4 copies of, not 4 copies, I forgot this is in the deck profile. Pupa Mutant Giraffa, 8k base, 10k shield, grade 1 with boost. Auto, when placed on van, discard a normal unit from your hand, search your deck for up to 1 Giraffa and its card name with the same grid as the discarded card, add it to hand and shuffle your deck. So automatically, this is just a mulligan for whatever the hell you want. That is what this is. Get this in your opening hand, and you can fix your hand. If you have the worst grade 3 in the world, skill. Discard that grade 3, get the grade 3 you want. You have the worst grade 2 in the world, and you want the grade 2, ditch the grade 2, get the grade 2. Literally, this is a free search, and they had to make it a Vanguard restrictive skill because that would be way too good. Do not tell me that wouldn't be way too good, because you can just make half your deck draw triggers, half of them crit triggers, or maybe go 8 crit 4 draw, who really cares, and then, just draw a bunch, get any Giraffa search fucking possible, and then Persona Rider would be a mess in this place. So Giraffa grade 1, really good, but then also auto when placed on rear, Soul Blast 2, draw a card, and its Soul Blast cost is reduced by 1 for each of your opponent's rested rear guards in the same column as it. So, it can just become 1 or 2 depending on where you place it, or 0, sorry. So Giraffa, really nice grade 1, amazing thing, 4 of in a Giraffa deck. 4 of Elite Mutant, I keep forgetting it's not a fucking deck profile, Giraffa, 9k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept, auto Vanity rear when it attacks, counterblast 1 till end of turn, this unit gets +5 for each of your opponent's rested rear guards. If your opponent has 1 or less stand rear guards, draw a card, and continues rear, your opponent's rear guards can, in the same column as it, cannot intercept, nor can they be moved to rear. This is just a slightly different version of Nasty Smog, and a version I will take because Nasty Smog prevents you from standing in the back row. So I prefer this over Nasty Smog because I hate the Nasty Smog. I've said Nasty Smog enough, so once more I will just say it again. I hate Nasty Smog. But also, that attack, really good, because that's automatically a 14, because no one's going to not have a rested unit, or rested rear guard. So, 14 swing, probably going to be more, and you get a draw out of it. Nice grade 2, love it. Now we have our grade 3, an Evil Armored General, Giraffa! I believe he appeared in the anime once or twice, but he never was placed on van. If he was, correct me. Grade 3, Twin Jet Protect Gift, 12k base, auto van, when it attacks, counterblast 1, shovel rearguard to soul. Your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand, call it to rearguard as rest. Those units cannot stand during the next stand phase, and then auto abilities of all of your opponent's cards cannot activate from this call. Continues van during your turn. This unit gets +5k for each card in your soul with Giraffa, and they're different card names, and if your opponent's vanguards are grade 3 or greater, and you have 2 or more different names, it gets +1 crit. So first off, first ability, okay, get a soul, possibly get a Giraffa and soul just to get +5, and you can restrict your opponent's guarding options by 2. And then also, that 5k, really easy to get in one case, and then that extra crit, really nice. Giraffa does really good for what he does. It's nice to see him return. Giraffa was in some extent, one of my favorite main grade 3s, or like one of my favorite ride lines, so I'm glad that they got a reprint and be brought back. Next up, we have Longing for Dreams Borrow, grade 2, intercept, 5k shield, 10k base. Black Wings, auto when placed on rear, Soul Blast 3. For every 2 of your even grade rear guards, choose one of your opponent's units till end of turn. When the chosen units get -5, then your opponent puts all of their power 0 rear guards at the bottom of the deck in any order. You cannot choose the same unit twice. So, this is kind of like that one grade 1. I don't remember what it's called, Rainbow Wing something, to where it does the same exact thing. Oh, and they're even the same rarity too. And it's a Counterblast 1 instead, or Counterblast 2 when it's placed as well, and then but it's for odd units instead, but you can't pick the same unit twice. Either way, I say they're really similar, and I like both of them. I like this card. Seems like a nice option. Soul Blast 3 is kind of hefty though, but it seems worth it. I give it a 2 of, 3 over, 4 of, maybe a 3 of. 3 of seems better. Next up, we have Howling Ballad Fannel, 10k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Black Wings, when it's placed on rear, Soul Charge 1 and it gets boosted until end of turn. So nothing too special about it. You get Soul Charge, which fixes this, and it gives boost. I'll take that. Cool card. 2 over 3 of. Next up, we have Clearly Worded Floor, 6k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept, auto when placed on rear from hand. Reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a unit card that is not a grade 2, call it to an open rearguard circle. If you do not call, put it to bottom of deck. More ways to abuse bouncing. Great. If this is a ghost, which I'm not so sure if it is, but if it is, I have more things to worry about. But still, I like this card. Decent thing. 3 of. Next up, we have Best Friends Eluda, 10k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto when placed on guard, choose to one of your rear guards with Earnest Scout in its card name and bounce it to hand. Really nice way to get back guarding, honestly. If they have an Earnest Scout trigger, just call an Earnest Scout trigger, bounce it to hand. You didn't see the motion I did, but I was like hand motioning, bouncing it back to hand, and just say fuck you. So Eluda, nice grade 2. I say 3 of or 4 of, probably 4 of in an Earnest Scout deck, honestly. Midnight Lesson Vanu, 8k base, grade 3, twin drive persona ride. Auto when placed on you, when this unit is placed on rear, Counterblast 2, look at top 5, choose 2 trigger units from among them, call them to open rearguard circle and shuffle your deck. Okay, what deck focused on calling triggers again? What was the deck that, I don't think there was a deck that did that. Oh, I get it. You can use this in, the bouncing deck. I keep forgetting his name, Assess this. Bounce the triggers back to hand, and then you got guarding power for days. I like this grade 2. It's really helpful. I like the Blood Moon. I hate the fact this is a card for Lyrical, or just the fact that it's a girl with dragon wings, because I swear, this was a fucking dragon with that Blood Moon in the background. Oh, I would have feelings in my loins. That is not as appropriate sense for me to say, but you understand the point. 3 of or 4 of, depending on how you use it. Now we have our Genesis reveals. Witch of Orange's Valsina, grade 1, boost, 10k shield, 8k base. Auto when it's put into drop from soul during your main phase. Bind it, choose 2 cards from your drop, put 1 into soul, put the other to bottom. You don't have to not pick triggers. You're allowed to pick triggers for once, which makes me so glad. And auto rear, at the end of the battle that it boosted, put 2 rear guards in the same column as it into your soul and draw a card. So it goes back as well, and then you get another unit to soul. I like that. Nice draw effect, amazing grade 1, and you could technically outright this with, in terms of timing, you can outright this with our grade 2, Witch of Raven's Chamomile. 10k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto soul, at the start of your battle phase, if you've soul blasted 3 or more, you may call it to rear. Auto rear, when it attacks until end of battle, it gets +10. At the end of the battle, retire this unit. It is mandatory. So, you can swing, get the +10, then use this thing's skill, set them to soul before it kills itself. I have yet to pull that off because I only see one of these at the start of the game, and it's always the grade 1 I have to ride because I don't have another grade 1 in hand, but still. Chamomile, the only thing I hate about this, I love its art. It's so fucking prismatic. I swear to you, that art looks beautiful. But my one problem with it is, it's at the start of the battle phase. If it was like, when the Vanguard attacks, do the skill, oh, that would be so much better, just getting 5 attacks. But it's fine the way it is, I guess. I wish that was the case, though. Now we have Goddess of Good Luck Fortuna, our new grade 3. Grade 3, Twin Drive Force Gift, 13k base. Act Vanguard, once per turn, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast any number, and minimum 1. Look at top cards of your deck equal to the number of cards Soul Blasted for the cost. Put them at the top of the deck in any order. So, way to stack triggers. This is Battle Spirit. I mean, not Battle Spirit, sorry. This is Battle Stitches all over again. That is exactly what their grade 3 did for mods, except slightly different. Auto Van, when it attacks, choose any number of your rear guards, and for each rear guard chosen, you may soul charge 1. You don't have to pick, it just says any number of rear guards. The skill activates, but you don't have to pick any. So, Fortuna, I like that ability, but then the last one, Auto, Van, once per turn. When you reveal a trigger unit on your damage check, get a Force Gift. If that wasn't once per turn, this would be the bane of existence to every Excel deck. I mean, maybe Protect Text too, but this would be the bane of existence to mainly every Excel deck. I like that. You're getting a free free Force Gift. It's an amazing grade 3, ability to slow charge, ability to stack triggers, and it's easier to stack in this deck because you can just soul charge a bunch, soul blast a bunch out, get them right back, stack even more triggers, and you can get gifts out of it. This is technically a better version of Battle Sisters. To the people who disagree with me on that, we all have our opinions. Battle Sisters has more power. This technically has more power. Battle Sisters has more rushing capabilities. It's up to you which one you pick. I like Fortuna more. Next up we have, okay, here's the big one. This is all of Lyrical stuff because Lyrical no longer gets support after these next few cards, or next a bunch of cards. So let's go ahead and get them over with. Luminescent Fountain. Grade 3 Blitz Order. If you have 3 or more rear guards until end of battle, all of your units get plus 50. All of your units being attacked get plus 15. If we changed the wording and rulings of how Blitz Ordered work and made it so that you can use them during your turn and when your unit's attacked, that would be a lot scarier in Earn Scouts. Just to make this go by faster, I'm going to blitz through these. Active Life, Jerry. That is a girl. I don't know why you would call it Jerry. That sounds a bit sexist. I'm sorry. 10k base, grade 3, twin jet persona ride. Auto rear. When you're in a scout unit and is attacked, retire this unit. Choose one of your units being attacked, and it gets plus 10. Really nice card. Adds an extra bit of defensive to your Earn Scouts. It just has one of your Earn Scouts units. Can also be given to Vanguard as well. I say 3 of. Next up is Sweet Tone Gudrun. 8k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto when placed on rear. During your battle phase, soul blast 1, and it gets plus 10. Really nice to do. This looks like a ghost card. I can't tell for sure. That'd be a really nice card to run in Ghost. Even if you can't run it in Ghost, you can run it in Acestus. That's the weird thing that just came to my mind. If you played this and Acestus together, or any units between Ghost and Acestus can kind of be looped together. So honestly, I like these things. Really nice combos, I guess. 3 of, 4 of. Next up, we have Wind Harmony Tetris. 13k base, grade 3 twin jet persona ride. Auto rear when it attacks, counterblast 1 gets plus 5. There we go. I knew one of them had to have a plus 5 ability. I knew it was one of them. I didn't know who it was. Of course, it had to be to the one with green wings, which is one of my favorite colors. But it's fine, I guess. Next up, we have Heartfelt Feelings Forenza, grade 3 twin jet persona ride, 13k base. Auto when this unit's placed from other than the hand until end of turn during the battle that it attacks. When your opponent would call cards from their hand to guard, they must call 2 or more at the same time. So, I guess interesting way to kind of guard restrict them to some extent. So, or not guard restrict, force out more cards in hand. I'll take it. Next up, we have Thoughtful Riding Romania. 10k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Continues rear during your turn. If you have played both Everlasting Sapphire and True Hearted Ruby, this unit gets plus 10. That is very specific, but I feel like the other grade 3 is better. But if you really want to run this as support, I say go for it, because that does add power, even though it's a continuous ability. It's an okay card. Full of Emotion, Albina, grade 2, intercept, 5k shield, 8k base. Auto, when placed on guard circle, soul blast 1, choose one of your Earn Scout units, and it gets plus 10 for the battle. Once more can be given to Van. They don't cost soul blast. Feel free to do it. Nice support for Earn Scouts, though. Now that I'm thinking about it, Earn Scouts are really going to go burr, aren't they? Earn Scouts are going to get meta. If Earn Scouts don't get meta, I will be damned. I will be damned. I genuinely will be damned. Next up, we have First Defeat Tauren, 9k base, grade 2, intercept, 5k shield, continues back or rear. This unit gets boosted minus 2k. Questionable, but okay, sure. Tense Moment Kate, 9k base, 5k shield, grade 1 with boost, continues van or rear during your opponent's turn and loses 2, so it's at a 7. Fair enough. Forward Courage Betal, 8k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with boost. Auto rear, when it boosts, this unit gets plus 2k, so it's a 10k booster, nothing too special about it. Fair enough. Little Pace Prail, 8k base, 5k shield, grade 1 with boost. White Wing continues rear guard circle, it gets plus 2k power and 5k shield, so a 10k base and 10k shield. Really nice grade 1. Sharing Happiness Danielle, 7k base, 5k shield, grade 2, grade 1 with boost. White Wings, when it boosts Soul Blast 2, choose one of your other units, and for each of your other odd grade units, it gets plus 5k power. Really nice way to get more power. Most likely it's gonna get up to 25? Wait. 0 counts as odd, doesn't it? In this, I forgot. Fuck. Well, you know what? It doesn't matter. The most you can get from this is 25. Either way, nice grade 1. Okay. Trembling Skies Molly Bill, 5k base, 5k shield, grade 1 with boost. White Wings continues rear during your turn. It gets plus 10k power, so 15k booster. Really nice one. Not one of the complicated things like this fucker. So, really like this grade 1. Nice one. 2 or 3. And that's all Lyrical. Let me just make sure. Yep, that's all Lyrical. So, I'm sorry I kind of went back through that. I thought it was going to go a lot longer. So now we're on to Razors. My friend was impotently awaiting for this. That's not the right word for this. He was extensively awaiting for this, and he's kind of disappointed in their skills. I'm sorry to my friend for talking about this. If you didn't want me to talk about this, I'm sorry, but it's more or less important to me. So let's go ahead and get grades started and over with. Grade 1, boost, 10k shield, 8k base. Auto when placed on Van, you may call a battle razor from Soul. Act rear, once per turn, counterboss 1, should have a rear guard to Soul. Search your deck for up to 1 razor that's 1 grade higher than the put card, and call it to rear and shuffle your deck. So it has that battle razor call ability, which I really like, and then, you know, you can shove any rear guard to Soul, and you do have to search for a razor, but it can be a grade higher, which allows for combo plays to occur. Raptor, R, razor, nice, grade 1, 4 of. 4 of, sorry, forgot it's not deck profile. Ultimate razor, dual flare. 9k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Continuous vanguard or rear guard. During your turn, if you have no stand rear guards in the front row, it gets +3 for each grade of your opponent's vanguard. Nice that they don't have to be a grade 3 for that, but most of the time it's going to happen that way anyways. And then auto rear, at the end of the battle that attacked, put it to Soul, choose one of your vanguards, and it gets +5. And if you have no face-up damage, you can countercharge 1. So, nice thing to do with that, honestly. You don't have to put it to Soul. You could just keep restanding it, and then put it to Soul to get the +5 and countercharge. But I still like dual flare. He's really nice, grade 2. The card my friend is the most disappointed in, which is very sad because I like its art. Ultimate Razor Mega Flare. 12k base, grade 3, twin drive Ezel gift. Auto Van. At the end of the battle that your Razor rear guard attacked, counterblast 2, rest it, and stand that unit and this unit. And Auto Van, at the end of the battle that attacked, if you have no stand from or rear guards, counterblast 1, choose a grade 2 Razor from your Soul, write it as stand, and then at the end of the turn, choose a grade 3 Razor from your Soul and write it as rest. So way to get more gifts, and it's meant to be combo with this, but let's all be honest. This is effectively a worse version of Blouse. Because, well, not worse, because both Blouse and this can get 3 drives, except Blouse can get more power out of it and can swing whenever, more or less, while this kind of has to go afterwards. And while, yeah, you can technically get more attacks with this out of Blouse in comparison, and you can also do it whenever, so can Blouse, and the only difference is you don't have to discard hand cards. I was disappointed in Raising Razors. Like, I thought Razors were going to be really cool. I had high hopes for them. I thought, like, you know, because Razors was the testing ground for Excel decks and V, I thought, like, Bushy was finally rewarding them for goodness, and, like, they were going to give them this extravagant skill that breaks the game and forces me to kind of keep my promise of going to a tournament and playing them. But then they gave us this. Because you can't get more than 3 drive checks. I mean, technically you can if you run Cat Butler, but, like, I expected more from Mega Flare, honestly. It's just sad. It really is just sad. I guess if you... basically, moral of the point is, if you're a Razor player, play this. If you're a Nova Grappa player in general, play Blouse. That's all I have to say about this. And now, for the person that I have recently become friends with. I'm sorry if you don't want me to say your name, but I'm going to say your name anyways. Pokemon Man. Here are your Narakamis. Eradicator, Demolition Dragon. Grade 1, boost, 10k shield, 8k base. Auto, Van or rear. At the end of the battle that it attacked or boosted, if the attack hit, draw a card. Choose a card from your opponent's drop zone, bind it. If a card was bound in this unit's on rear, shove it to Soul. So it's for free. It doesn't have to hit a Van. It can just hit a rear guard, draw a card, bind a card from drop, and then, you know, get a Soul out of it. I like that card. I like its art. I don't know why. It looks a lot more fucking intimidating than it used to. I own the physical copy. This looks a lot more intimidating than the one I'm looking at. Next up, we have Eradicator, Spark Rain Dragon. 9k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Continues Van or rear. During your turn, it gets plus 1k for each card in your opponent's bind zone. Okay, that's really easy to get. And then auto rear, at the end of the battle that attacked, counterboss 1, bind all front row rear guards in this unit's column, and then move all back row rear guards in that column to an open front row in the same column. Oh my god, I just read that. I didn't read this earlier. That's really good, because, yeah, it has to bind itself, but that's a way to get 4 attacks. That is genuinely a way to get 4 attacks. It doesn't have to be boosted. It binds itself. It binds the other units. And then, yeah, they move their back row up. But you move your back row up. And that's a way to get more attacks. Oh my god, Spark Rain is really good. Oh, I didn't read its ability earlier. 4 copies of Spark Rain. Amazing. And now onto our main grade 3 himself, the guy who we've all been waiting for, and was technically one of the first grade 3s I started playing with, because the first main grade 3s I owned from the trial decks were Vowing Sword, Gold Root Tile, and Solitary Liberator Gancelot. And what do you know, he's here. This was always the deck I would heal sack with back in those days, so maybe I'll heal sack with them later when I'm test playing. Eradicator, Vowing Sword Dragon, one of my favorite grade 3s so far in terms of art and ability. Grade 3, Twin Drive Excel Gift, 12k base. Auto ban during your turn when your opponent's normal unit is bound, except from deck. They search their deck for up to one card with the same card name as the bound unit, bind it, and one of your units gets +5 until end of turn. If they did not bind, it's +10 instead. First off, amazing! As long as they don't buy from deck, that's a way to deck thin from them. And granted, you can take triggers from them. I love this. That's amazing. I love abilities that kind of mill up the opponent's deck, and I was so sad when Vanguard didn't have one. Dude, Narukamis, if they bring this to fucking if they bring this into D, I know what I'm maining within 5 seconds. D, listen, I don't care who gets it, give it to someone, and I will be satisfied. And yeah, they have to search for the same copy, but it doesn't matter. You're either getting 5k out of it or you're getting 10k out of it, and I like that. And it's not once per turn either. And then auto, when it's written on, call this card to rear, and for every 2 cards in your opponent's damage zone, choose a card from your opponent's drop zone and bind it face up. Bind it. And you can combo that with Descendant, because Descendant, gain this thing's ability, call this thing out, use the skill, they'll probably be at 4 damage at this point, bind 2, skill of Descendant that it gained from it, they bind 2 more. I love this thing. It's an amazing grade 3. It perfectly combos with everything. I love it. 4 of. And now we're on to our final 6 reveals, more or less. Strolf Dragon Grudge Chanter, Nobit Murakumo card. 9k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto Vanguard at the beginning of your ride phase. Counterblast 1. Choose one of your units, search your deck up to 1 card with the same card name as it. Call it to rear and shuffle your deck. Act rear once per turn. Put a normal unit to the bottom of your deck, from your drop zone to the bottom of the deck, and choose one of your other units until end of turn. This unit's name becomes the same as the chosen unit and gets boost. Okay. My thing with this is they just released fucking Stealth Fiend, Motoro Lord, and everyone gave them shit about it, and I agree, it's not the best, but I've played the deck. I fought against the deck. It's really annoying to play against, and it's kind of decently hard to play with, but if you know what you're doing, it's a really fun deck to play. But why didn't they take this chance and make this a Stealth Fiend and give us support for it? Why, Bushy? This was your chance to redeem yourself. Why didn't you take it? Brandish Francis is our Grand Blue card. 9k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto rear, when it attacks, discard the top 2 cards of your deck until end of battle, gets +5. Auto, when it's retired from rear guard by your card's ability. Soul Blast 1, bind it, choose a copy of it from drop, and call it to rear. Oh god, that is the most annoying thing to do if you have Night Rose. This is like 5 attacks with Night Rose. No, it's not. It's more than 5 attacks. If you know what you're doing, I think this is like 7 attack combo with Night Rose. Really good, grade 2, 4 of. Drag Raider Antel for Dragon Empire, 7k base, 5k shield, grade 1 with boost. I like that background art, it looks really cool. Auto rear, when this unit boosts your rear guard, if your opponent has no units in the same column as this unit, it gets +5 for battle, so 12k booster, really nice to have. Now we have Aurora Battle Princess reveal along with Magnolia reveals. Aurora Battle Princess Survey Vermilion. Auto rear, once per turn, when your opponent's card is placed on rear from order zone, you may soul charge 1. It's a really nice way to abuse the prism mechanic and, get soul charges out of it. I say 4 of or 3 of in an Aurora Battle Princess deck. Speaking of which, we have our double rear, which is Aurora Battle Princess Execute Lemon. 13k base, grade 3 Twin Drive Persona Ride. Auto rear, when this unit attacks, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 3. Choose up to 3 of your opponent's rear guards and imprison them in your prison. Then if 3 or more cards were imprisoned in the prison until end of battle, this unit gets +10, and if 5 or more are imprisoned, you get +1 crit. So, a 3k swing with a possible extra crit that can also just imprison multiple units at once. I say this is really good. I give it a 3 of. Next up, we have In Search for an Ideal Far Away. Once more, really good art on a card I would probably never use. Grade 1 normal order. Choose one of your units, and until end of turn, it gets auto van to rear. When your other unit attacks, it gets +5 until end of turn. I like how the art is Magnolia, and yet you're probably never going to swing with Magnolia after your rear guards. But it's still a good grade 1 order. 2 of, I say. And our final reveal for today is Sylvan Horned Beast Greybag. 10k base, 5k shield, grade 2 with intercept. Auto rear, when your other unit in the same column as it attacks. Soul Blast 1, and this unit gets +10 for end of turn. Choose all of your opponent's rear guards, and for that battle this unit attacked, your opponent cannot call cards of the same grade as the chosen units from their hand to guard circle. Oh, that is so good. That is a way to restrict Sentinels if you're playing it smart. I wish it said row because that'd make it a lot easier, but A, it's still a good grade 2. I say 4 of. And that was that was this week's reveal. So if you guys enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, donate to the Patreon, join the Discord, follow the Twitch, and go check out Thera. And I'll see you all in the next one. Don't forget to stand up, your vanguards.